monkey.
When we were kids, we easily traveled the universe with our imagination. All we had to do was sit in a box, and it would be a car, or a boat, or even a spaceship. But many years later, some still find themselves sitting in a box. Only this time, it's an office cubicle. Don't give up on your dreams as a child. Growing up isn't only about the expansion of your pockets, but more about the expansion of our minds. After our very gratifying stay at Pangkor Laut, we hit the roads and drove to Penang Island, for there harboured our vehicle of escape into the international waters.
So we made it to Swannam Pier, where we're going to be taking off on the old Star Cruise. Looking forward to hopefully getting some sun, but the clouds look a bit ominous, so maybe when we're out to sea it'll clear up.
The Superstar Libra is designed as a world-class exclusive floating resort in the high seas. Now, it takes pride in an array of entertainment and facilities while welcoming its guests with warm Asian hospitality. Not too long after our arrival, the band went on. The speakers were blasted to its maximum volume, and everyone was dragged to the poolside for a welcome celebration.
I've been on speedboats, I've been on yachts, I've been on jet skis, I've been on fishing boats, but nothing, and I mean nothing, is as luxurious as a cruise ship.
Looks like we chose the right time to cruise to Thailand, because this wet party was in conjunction with the Songkran festival, which was a rather important fact for us to remember, but of course we didn't. But I'll get to that later on. For now, I'd like a dry t-shirt, please.
So being on a cruise ship, you can't exactly pop outside, we're going to be in the middle of the ocean. So they have thought of pretty much everything they can do on here to make you or keep you entertained. So I'm going to have a quick look around the ship and see what I can poke my nose into.
So it seems there are 10 decks on this cruise ship. 10 decks? Oh my gosh, where shall I go first? Where shall I start? Let's start somewhere in the middle. How about deck 5? It is. Okay, deck 5 it is. What's this? Oh my gosh, what do we do here? Oh, the Portugal onboard shopping area. Duty-free stuff. Oh, souvenirs, food, drink, watches, clothes. Oh, everything I need. What do I need to buy? Anything? Nah, maybe not. But I want to watch these international novelty acts. Ah, here we go. The Stardust Lounge. That's where it is. Oh, lovely jubbly.
Or is it, see, machine gun?
Or just sing along. Here we go.
Whoopsie, wrong place. Where should I turn? Oh, I think I should go back up. Yes, that's good. Now, where's the karaoke set? I want to practice my vocal cords. Deck 10 it is.
Gotta have faith, faith, faith. So faith. I gotta have faith. Cause I gotta have faith, faith. I gotta have faith.
Good morning. Just having some breakfast because we've got a very important meeting coming up at 10 o'clock. We're going over to see the captain of this big old ship. We're hopefully going to go down to the engine room and talking to a couple of the grease monkeys and seeing what makes this ship run.
It wasn't the easiest meeting to plan, though. We had to go through a ton of protocols before we were granted the privilege of meeting Captain Peter Nilsson from Sweden.
Tell me a little bit about the boat. What are the other benefits? What's the history of it? Is it because of the Viking power?
So, I must say, takes...
Ooh, looks like I startled him a little with my string of questions, but never mind. But before I left, I had one last question of utmost importance.
Where's the horn? I've got to see the button.
You have it there, the white one.
This one here?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Okay, enough.
Luckily, the captain didn't chase me out for asking too many questions, because I wasn't done yet. Curiosity still poked at my brain, so I was introduced to Matt, the co-captain who agreed to take me around the engine room. This vessel was originally built in 1988 under a Norwegian cruise line, and 23 years later, it's still running strong. By the time we were done snooping around, the cruise had come to a halt.
So we just arrived in Grabby, we've had our breakfast, now we're heading out over to the mainland and just checking out what Thailand has to offer. We've been on the Star Cruise all night, but as you can see, everybody's rearing to get outside and into the beautiful Thailand! Welcome to Thailand. Everybody, welcome to Ao Nang. We're going to have a great time. It's a sunny day. Thank you very much.
Feeling hot.
Grabby lies on the west coast of southern Thailand facing the Andaman Sea. From Grabby town, most tourists will hire a boat out to nearby islands. Now, the more common beaches would be those at Koh Lanta, Phi Phi and the Trang province. Unfortunately, due to our limited hours, Ao Nang was all we had time for. Now, it's a rather sleepy town with strips of guest houses, restaurants and souvenir shops. Now, since we weren't in the mood to shop and had not much else to do, we went for an authentic roadside Thai meal.
White boy can't take spicy.
Sorry, man.
Back to the boat, yo. Good while it lasted. Tomorrow we're gonna head over to Phuket, so try and get some massages and papaya salads that burn your head off. Ha! So we're just leaving the ship. We're in Phuket at the moment. We're on the east side of the island, so we're gonna head over to Patong. We've got a little car, and it's really hot.
Our tour guide gave us a little warning during the 45-minute drive to Patong. Now, it would have been a little more helpful if we knew this beforehand.
Today, in case of the people spread the water to all of you, cannot get angry.
Can't get angry. No.
I prepared a raincoat for all of you, but to be
really?
sure.
What t-shirt? Yeah.
Remember that earlier I mentioned we should have kept in mind it was Songkran? Yeah, how silly that it slipped all of our minds. There's no escaping the shower of waters now. Oh.
Nice one.
Songkran is a joyous celebration of the Thai New Year, and as an act of good luck, water was sprinkled on each other's hands, and as the years went by, the sprinkling evolved into buckets of water and super soakers. Now, to make matters crazier, their water supply was filled with blocks of ice. Now that's cold.
I'm cold, I'm wet, it's time to go back to the ship. We leave in about half an hour, so I think we just made it. But Songkran, tell you what, come to Thailand when it's Songkran because it's awesome. See you later.
I was in awe to see how good-spirited everyone was. Now, today was my very first Songkran, but hopefully not my last. Clippity-clop horses! Coming up next on Without Boundaries. So here we are, back at the old office, ready to take off.
5:30 in the morning, we're going to head over to LCCT as we have a flight over to Langkawi.
Being awake at this hour is against my nature, so I was hoping to sleep throughout the ride. It was a peaceful enough journey until I felt the van slowing down, and then...
Just our luck with vans. It seems that our van has overheated because the fan bell's not working, so broken down. Pretty smoky.
Knowing that the van wasn't going to repair itself anytime soon, we were lucky enough to get another taxi to pick us up. So we dashed to the airport and made it just in time. Upon our arrival, Berjaya Langkawi Resort had their transportation ready for us. Now, if the name sounds familiar, it's because we stayed in Berjaya Tioman Resort as well. Dedicated to minimally disturbing Mother Nature, their chalets are cocooned in a lush tropical rainforest, so you can expect nothing less than serenity at its best.
The only problem with having beautiful accommodation like these would be that you're so tempted to stay in your room the whole time that you're on the island. But don't, because there is so much to explore and see.
I got that.
But anyway, if you explore the islands enough, you'll discover that there's a lot more to do than just water activities.
So this is going to be my first experience air trekking. They do have one in KL, but we've never actually managed to head over there. But Langkawi seems quite fitting. It's nice and cool here. My cameraman Azman is getting his safety gear sorted. So you can see all the crew there.
The equipment's checked, but more importantly, the application of mosquito repellent.
Leashes I'm fine with now because I just heard there's about 700 steps to go up before we get to the place.
Our staminas are definitely challenged as Gunung Raya is Langkawi's tallest mountain.
Oh gosh, I'm yawning, I'm tired just looking at the numbers of how many steps there are. There's altogether 4,287, but luckily we're only doing about 750 of them. 760, so that should be doable, right? 1, 2, 3, 4,
All the steps were numbered. I'm not sure if that made me feel more motivated or more tired just looking at how many steps we had left.
Finally made it. Now we've got a bit of jungle trekking to do, but the stairs are done.
Thank goodness it was only a short trek in. Oh, I'm tired.
Stop or go. I'm so Looks like we're here. We've found our first little our rope crossing. So this is where the safety equipment comes in.
Whenever you need to shift your carabiners into a different set of steel wires or rope, always do one at a time. You have 2 carabiners. You click one out first.
Yeah.
You click back in, and then the other one out and in.
Okay.
As the usual safety precautions go, Ash takes the lead before Azman follows him from behind, and the silence was broken by a sudden... Azman gave the excuse that it was a stress fart. Who'd ever heard of such a thing before? The teasing for this will never come to an end, Azman.
Alright, rock and roll. Right. That was good, that was pretty easy for the first one.
But I guess that was just a warm-up. Hopefully Azman doesn't fart anymore along the way. Poo-wee!
Try to use your legs more than your arms. Yeah, if you use your arms more, you will get like very, very fast. Yeah? Go high with your legs. Push up.
Pretty high. There are 3 types of air trekking tours available, depending on how much of a challenge you want. And if you're healthy, your body strength really isn't an issue. The biggest obstacle is the psychological demands for those who fear heights. All you need to do is trust the equipment, you definitely won't fall. Then, believe in yourself.
Now every guy has wondered what it'd be like to be Tarzan, swinging from tree to tree. Well, I may not be able to get the gorilla as a best mate, but the air trekking is the next best thing, and it is one of the best ways of exploring our massive rainforests.
Okay, now go on the rock. Grab the rope. Move back like spider monkey.
Flying fox time, and it's the easy part of the, I think, the air trek. So we've got to make it across there in one piece. Hopefully these will hold. I'm sure they will.
See you on the other side.
Alright.
More hide and sights coming up next on Without Boundaries.
So I'm always the nice guy and let my crew go first in these sort of situations, you know, just to test everything out and make sure it's all okay to go, you know. You're a brave man.
Go, go, go! Get out! Speed up!
You're next.
I'm next.
Ready, steady, go!
Alright. Come up. Fastest way to get from tree to tree, I guess. We could do that again, I hope.
Since we wanted to take the shortcut down the mountain without the trekking, we had to get the abseiling lessons first. Ash reminded me to always keep my legs apart and parallel to my shoulders to avoid my body from swinging around and my head crashing into the rocks.
This one is very, very hot.
Very cool.
This is sander here. This careful here.
It's hot.
It's very hot.
Wow, to the friction of the rope. Saved my life. That's really hot. That is really hot. Best way to see nature. Loads of fun with your mates if you bring them. So, I mean, it's a group activity. I wouldn't go alone. But these guys keep it good fun. Ash, he's a funny guy. Nah, it's great fun. You should definitely try out edge trekking.
Who's that?
Where are you going?
So a perfect way to wind down the day after a hard day sort of exploring the island is a bit of water sports, and some silly person decided to give me one of those for an hour.
All right.
Do keep in mind that only non-marine parks will allow these really heavy water activities, and always be careful or you'll end up falling in just like my producer here. So I decided that he'll be safer with me. Not. Hang on tight, Kyrie.
Yeehaw! I want to go faster! I want to go faster! There ain't no stopping me now!
Oh gosh, now that is exhilarating to the max. I mean, this thing goes over about 40 miles an hour on the water, but it's dangerous. Around those corners, you're really easy to fall off. But especially with the sunset in the background, definitely an experience. Whew. I want to go again.
When I woke up that morning, I thought to myself, it would be fun to ride a horse, Henry Golding. And since that's a pretty feasible thing in Langkawi, I trotted over to the Pradana stables.
Chocolate sprinkling down the bottom. Cappuccino on top.
Now, horses always portray a sense of majesticness, freedom, and just beauty in general. And that's why royal families and such ride along and trot along and look amazing. Well, it's my turn to be that knight in shining armor. So damsels, beware, because Henry is on the prowl, hopefully on something a little bigger than this guy.
Horses are quite sociable animals and get lonely if left on their own. And interestingly, horses can communicate their feelings by facial expressions using their ears, nostrils and eyes. So I fed them to make them happy before gearing up.
So you have horses of, I mean, people of all ages sort of just coming and riding and stuff. What do you think? What do you think the draw is to the horses? I mean, obviously, apart from the fact that they're huge and they are beautiful. I mean, why do people enjoy horse riding?
Well, it's the fascination and the pleasure, and it's a beautiful relationship when you come to know a horse and understand and communicate with them and then ride them.
How long have you been riding?
start when I'm 5.
When you were 5, wow.
On and off in my life.
Yeah.
Here's
So
your horse.
this is the beauty, huh?
Yes.
Alrighty. Aha. This looks huge. Feels comfy.
Yeah.
Very
Feels
snug.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. You remember enough and just ask her to trot just by kicking and let her go into a trot.
Okay. So it's a 2 kick, right?
Yeah, 2 kicks with both.
I don't want to fall off yet.
Yes.
Just yet.
Okay.
Even though it looks pretty comfy down there.
And if you prefer, I can ride in front of you.
Okay.
And then when I trot, she'll trot.
Okay.
She will follow suit, more or less.
Let's see how she responds to me.
How you go.
Tonton. Tonton.
You're almost there. Just keep at it.
Tonton. Yeah, there we go.
Is that enough for you?
That's good.
Okay.
Good practice for me.
Good start.
See you later. Let's hope I can remain in control without my horse galloping off. So I'm on a horse. We're going through the jungle. I'm liking this feeling. I mean, I feel like just trekking off path and going through the jungle. It's really cool. Horseback riding on a beach paints a very beautiful picture, but I was told that some horses may panic due to the waves washing the sand out from underneath their hooves. So make sure you know your horse before you venture out to the old seaside. And that was the adventures of Henry Golding as he gallops away on a horse. Stay with us in the weeks to come for more exciting times, only on Without Boundaries. Next week on Without Boundaries, I'll be swimming with the sharks in Pulau Paya before flying far out to Layang Layang.